Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri to visit the crash site of the Calicut plane crash. DGCA Aircraft Accidents Investigation Bureau, Flight Safety Department and other Air India senior officials reach Calicut for investigation. 2 special flights arranged from Delhi and Mumbai for rendering humanitarian assistance to passengers. At least 18 died, including both pilots in the Kozhikode plane tragedy, 127 being treated among 190 on board. MOS External Affairs V. Muralidharan reaches Calicut to meet those injured. 17 dead bodies recovered from the landslide in Idukki district, 15 injured and 45 people trapped under the debris. NDRF teams carry out relief and rescue operations despite incessant rains. Red alert in many districts across the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra and Interactive Experience Center of the Swachh Bharat Mission today. Kendra to impart information, awareness, education on Swachhata. India's COVID-19 recovery rate continues to improve further to touch 68% with over 13,78,000 recoveries. Case fatality rate declines to 2.05%. Over 6,39,000 tests conducted in the last 24 hours. Global COVID-19 cases crossed the 1 crore 95 lakh mark with 7,22,000 deaths. And Manchester City shocked Real Madrid with a 2-1 4-2 aggregate win to knock out 13 times European champions from the UEFA Champions League. Ronaldo scores, but Juventus too missed the quarter-final berth on away goals to Lyon. Good morning, welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. Former Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu will take oath as the CAG of India in a short while from now. President Ramnath Kovind will administer the oath of office to Murmu in Rashtrapati Bhavan. Murmu will succeed Rajiv Maharishi, who completes his term on August 7th. The CAG is appointed for a term of 6 years or until the incumbent attains the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. We will take you across for that live telecast, but before that, let's give you update on the Calicut plane crash. Well, Sudhir, our correspondent, joining us. Sudhir, give us the significance of this particular new CAG. You know, some of the salient features that he brought about, the changes that he brought about in the system that helped him get this rise.
बिल्कुल देखिए अनिल, अगर बात करें गिरीश मुर्मू की तो सब जानते हैं कि जो सरकार ने है सबसे पहले जो जम्मू कश्मीर जो केंद्र शासित प्रदेश में उनका पहला लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर उनको नियुक्त किया था। उसके बाद से 1985 बैच के IAS ऑफिसर हैं और इससे पहले जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव जो उनका अनुभव है, बहुत लंबा अनुभव रहा है। गुजरात कैडर के IAS ऑफिसर हैं और उन्होंने इससे पहले की बात करें तो गुजरात के जो है गृह विभाग और गुजरात के जो है प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी भी वो रह चुके जम्मू कश्मीर के उपराज्यपाल से पहले। और अभी बुधवार को उन्होंने जो जम्मू कश्मीर के उपराज्यपाल के तौर पर इस्तीफा दिया। उसके बाद से सरकार ने जो भारत के 14वें जो CAG है उसके तौर पर उनकी नियुक्ति किया और आज अब से थोड़ी देर बाद वो इसकी शपथ लेंगे।
Okay. Sudhir, considering that he was the first Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir after it became a union territory, some of the important things that he did over the year there.
बिल्कुल देखिए, जिस तरीके का उनका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव जो अनुभव रहा है उसके तौर पर राज्य में किस तरीके से जो शांति व्यवस्था है उसको बनाए रखा जाए और इसके साथ ही जिस तरीके से जो केंद्र के जो रिफॉर्म्स हैं वो किस तरीके से जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों तक डायरेक्टली पहुंचे, उसमें उनका एक खासा रोल रहा है। और जिस तरीके से 1 साल का जो वक्त रहा है, जिस तरीके से उसमें जो घटनाएं रही हैं, जिस तरीके से सरकार की जो पहुंच आम तक लोगों तक रही है, उसमें खासा रोल रहा है उनका। इसके अलावा जिस तरीके से डायरेक्टली रिफॉर्म्स लोगों तक, चूंकि सरकार की अनिल ये खास पहल रही थी कि जो रिफॉर्म्स की चीजें हैं वो डायरेक्टली जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों तक पहुंचे, उसको पहुंचाने में उनका काफी अहम योगदान रहा। और जिस तरीके से शांति व्यवस्था रही है, जिस तरीके से लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन जो चीज रही है, उसको लेकर उनका खासा अहम रोल है। और इसी के मद्देनजर जो सरकार में अब उनकी एक बड़ी जिम्मेदारी दी जा रही है।
Okay, the CAG is also the external auditor when you look at it per se, you know, for somebody who looks at it from outside. What is the legacy that he gets hold on to, as he takes over from Rajiv Maharishi?
बिल्कुल, देखिए इसके अगर अनिल हम बात करें जो पिछले जो सीएजीज रहे हैं उनका एक लेगेसी रहा है। लगातार जो सरकार के जो कामकाज है, लगातार सरकार की जो योजनाएं रही हैं उनका ऑडिट करना और उनके अंदर किस तरीके की चीजें रही हैं। हमें याद होगा जो पिछले सीएजीज रहे हैं उन्होंने लगातार जो सरकार की जो कामकाज रहे हैं, चीजें रही हैं, उनपे लगातार उनको सामने लाके रखा है कि आखिर जो बेहतरी की चीजें रही हैं वो किस तरीके से रही हैं, और खासतौर पर अगर उनमें कोई कमियां रही हैं कि किस तरीके से उन चीजों को और बेहतर किया जा सकता है, तो उन सब चीजों को लेकर देखते हुए एक बहुत लेगेसी रही है। और उसी को लेकर ये जो गिरीश चंद्र मुर्मू है वो आगे बढ़ेंगे।
Well, let's cross to live pictures there from Rashtrapati Bhavan.
भारत के लेखा महानिरीक्षक और नियंत्रक श्री गिरीश चंद्र मुर्मू,
मैं गिरीश चंद्र मुर्मू
महालेखा परीक्षक नियुक्त हुआ हूँ,
जो भारत का नियंत्रक महालेखा परीक्षक नियुक्त हुआ हूँ,
ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ
कि
मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूँगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अक्षुण्ण रखूँगा तथा मैं सम्यक प्रकार से और श्रद्धापूर्वक तथा अपनी पूरी योग्यता, ज्ञान और विवेक से अपने पद के कर्तव्यों का भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना पालन करूँगा तथा मैं संविधान और विधियों की मर्यादा बनाए रखूँगा।
Well, those are live visuals there from Rashtrapati Bhavan, where the former Lieutenant Governor of Kashmir, G.C. Murmu, taking oath as the new CAG of India. He is the 14th CAG of India, and the term of a CAG is from 6 years or up to 65 years of age, which is earlier. In this particular case, the 14th CAG of India, G.C. Murmu, there taking oath at Rashtrapati Bhavan today. Well, let's now shift focus and go to our big story today. That's the Calicut plane crash. Well, in a tragic accident in Kerala, 18 people were killed and several others injured when a Dubai Calicut Air India Express flight number IX1344 with 190 people on board overshot the runway at the Kozhikode airport and fell 35 feet into a valley before breaking into two parts on Friday evening. 127 other injured are under treatment there in hospitals in Kerala. Union Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri will visit Kozhikode. Union Minister said that 127 people are being hospitalized for treatment while investigation is underway. Speaking to DD News, Malappuram District Collector K. Gopalakrishnan said that there have been 18 casualties in the accident and all injured are being treated in hospitals, where 16 people admitted are critically injured. Let's hear more.
I have visited, I have seen the thing, the debris. It is broken into two pieces as it has been already reported by the media. Now the inspection and various other things are going on. The rescue operations, as part of the rescue operations, they had to break also open some of the parts of the aircraft. So that is the situation.
Well, that was MOS External Affairs V. Muralidharan speaking to the media after his visit at the crash site. Moving on, Union Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan visited the crash site at the Calicut airport and also met those injured in the crash and their family members. He said that he saw debris. He added inspection is being done and some part of the aircraft was torn apart during the rescue operation. DGCA has announced an inquiry. In the latest statement of Air India Express, the Aircraft Accidents Investigation Bureau, that's AAIB, DGCA, the Flight Safety Department, has reached for investigating the accident. CMO Air India, CEO Air India Express, Chief of Operations Air India Express and the Chief of Flight Safety Air India Express have also reached Calicut, and two special flights have been arranged from Delhi and one from Mumbai for rendering humanitarian assistance to passengers. Meanwhile, Air India Express has changed its color from red to black on the social media platform, mourning the death of pilots and this dreadful tragedy. A special relief flight has been arranged from Mumbai and Delhi for rendering humanitarian assistance to all the passengers and their family members. Meanwhile, Air India Express has established passenger information center and has also issued a helpline number that's flashing on your screen, 1800-222271. I repeat again, 1800-222271 for those calling from outside to know whereabouts of their loved and dear ones. The pilots of the Air India Express plane that skidded off the runway and broke into two at Kerala's Kozhikode were among the 18 people who lost their lives on Friday evening. They were Wing Commander Deepak Vasant Sathe and Captain Akhilesh Kumar. Wing Commander Deepak V. Sathe was a decorated former fighter pilot with the Indian Air Force who planes for Air India before he went on to Air India Express flights. An alumni of the National Defence Academy, Captain Sathe stood first in the 58th course of Pune's NDA from the Juliet Squadron, and he was also described very experienced in flying Boeing 737 planes. Captain Sathe was also the coveted Sword of Honor on his badge at the Air Force Academy. Ministry of External Affairs has released 24/7 helpline numbers for people calling in. The numbers there on your screens: 1-800-118-797. That's the toll-free number that you can call. Also, landline numbers being established there: +91, that's the code, 1123012113, +91 1123014104, +911123017905. Fax for also emails and fax lines being created for fax, +91 1123018158, and you can send an email on covid19@mea.gov.in. The Indian consulates in Dubai and Sharjah have also activated 5 helpline numbers to provide information to the family members of the Air India Express flight that skidded off the runway at Kozhikode Airport in Kerala. The helpline numbers are +971 56546 3903, +971 543 090572, +971 543 090 571 and +971 543 090 575. 4 numbers being created for people to know more about their loved ones in the consulate in UAE and Sharjah. Staying with that story, expressing grief over the plane crash accident, President Ramnath Kovind said that he is deeply disturbed to hear about the tragic plane crash of the Air India Express flight at Kozhikode in Kerala. Spoke to Kerala Governor Shri Arif Mohammad Khan and inquired about the situation, thoughts and prayers with the affected passengers, crew members and their families. Vice President also expressed anguish over the incident. In a tweet, he said, "Deeply anguished by the loss of lives in the tragic air mishap at Kozhikode Airport. My heartfelt condolences to the families who lost their dear ones in the crash and prayers for the speedy recovery of the injured." Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief over the tragic accident. Prime Minister Modi in a tweet said, and I quote, "Pained by the plane accident in Kozhikode, my thoughts are with those who lost their loved ones. May the injured recover at the earliest." Spoke to Kerala Chief Minister regarding the situation. Authorities are at the spot providing all assistance to the affected. International Civil Aviation Organization also expressed grief over the Air India plane crash in Calicut. In a tweet, the International Civil Aviation Organization, that's ICAO, said it is saddened by the reports of the tragic loss of life on Air India Express flight IX1344. Our thoughts are with everyone who have been affected by this terrible tragedy. Expressing grief over the plane crash, U.S. Ambassador to India Ken Gesture has tweeted, "On behalf of the U.S. mission, we are deeply saddened by the news of the Air India accident in Kozhikode. The victims and their loved ones are in our thoughts and prayers." Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra today. The Kendra is an interactive experience center on the Swachh Bharat mission. The Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra, that's RSK, was first announced by Prime Minister on the 10th of April 2017 on the occasion of the centenary celebrations of Gandhiji's Champaran Satyagraha. The installations at RSK will introduce future generations to the successful journey of the world's largest behavioral change campaign, the Swachh Bharat mission. A balanced mix of digital and outdoor installations in the RSK will impart information, awareness and education on Swachhata and related aspects. After taking a tour of the RSK, Prime Minister will interact with 36 school students from Delhi, representing the 36 states and union territories at the amphitheater of the RSK, adhering to all social distancing protocols. This will be followed by Prime Minister's address to the nation. Taking stock of the flood situation in Bihar and Assam, starting first up with Bihar. In Bihar, the flood situation remains critical as 16 districts have been severely affected. More than 71 lakh people were affected in more than 1100 panchayats. Sitamarhi, Darbhanga, Muzaffarpur East and West Champaran districts are the worst affected. The river Bagmati, Gandak, Buri Gandak are still flowing above the danger mark. Medical teams along with anti-rabies kit and snake bite serum are deputed in the flood affected areas to provide medical aid to the flood affected people. 6 relief camps are being run in Khagaria and Samastipur districts. A total of 33 teams of NDRF and SDRF teams have been deployed for relief and rescue operations. The Met Department has predicted light to moderate rains in the catchment areas of Bihar in the next 24 hours. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar visited the flood-affected areas of West Champaran on Friday. The Chief Minister also had a meeting with officials and took stock of the relief works being done in the flood-affected areas. Meanwhile, Kerala continues to face widespread damage due to heavy downpour across the state. 17 persons were killed, 12 injured and more than 50 are missing after a landslide was triggered by heavy rains in Idukki district on Friday. NDRF teams have resumed operations for rescue and relief work. The Met Department has predicted heavy rainfall till Sunday, while red alert has been issued for Idukki, Thrissur, Palakkad and Wayanad district. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that all necessary arrangements are being done and the state is fully prepared to face any situation. Control rooms are being opened at district levels. Fishermen are being warned from venturing into the sea in the Kerala Lakshadweep coast. Floodwaters continue to recede in Assam, improving the situation considerably there in the state, with people returning back to their homes. Lives have started returning back to normal as the number of districts affected by flood stands at 6 out of the 33 in the state. However, the administration is working hard to resettle the flood affected people whose houses have been damaged or washed away by the devastating flood and erosion that followed. Most houses are full of mud, with the flood water receding, while drinking water is a big issue as lives returning back to normal. The flood water sunk the existing tube wells and the water became smelly, making it undrinkable. During this time, the SDRF and NDRF teams along with the civil bodies' main motive is to distribute every possible relief material, including sanitizers, phenyl, bleaching powder, as the water dries up, leaving behind mud and dirt. As per the ASDMA reports, the Brahmaputra river is flowing above the danger level mark at Jorhat. While the number of affected districts which are still under water includes Dhemaji, Buxar, Chirang, Kokrajhar, Kamrup and Morigaon. The present population affected by the flood is less than 13,000, while 201 inmates are still taking shelter in 2 relief camps by the state. India continues to be on the path of COVID-19 management, boosted by 2 significant achievements: continuously rising recovery rate among the COVID-19 patients and the case fatality rate, which has remained much below the global average. While recovery rate is at a record high of 68.32%, the fatality rate has touched a new low of 2.04%. The total recoveries have jumped to 14,27,005, while in the last 24 hours there has been reported recovery of 48,900 patients. While India continues to increase the testing COVID-19 samples with every passing day, India's resolve to rapidly increase the number of tests done per day has resulted in a successful march towards 10 lakh per day testing capacity. with 5,98,772 tests being conducted in the last 24 hours. That's till Friday. The cumulative testing as on date has reached 2,33,87,171 tests. The network of diagnostic labs across the country is also continuously expanding. Well, amid the rising cases of coronavirus in the state of Uttar Pradesh, the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath today inaugurated the new COVID-19 hospital in Noida. The hospital, which has a capacity of 400 beds and will be the largest state-run COVID facility in the state. Earlier on Thursday, the Chief Minister presided over a high-level unlock review meeting at his residence and directed officials to pay attention to the improvement of treatment and control of COVID-19 in the districts of Kanpur Nagar, Jhansi, Varanasi, Gorakhpur and Prayagraj. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued fresh guidelines for overseas citizenship of Indian card holders, permitting them to visit India from certain countries. Visa and travel restrictions for more categories who want to travel to India are being relaxed. Overseas citizens of India card holders from the United States, UK, Germany and France, with whom India has signed the air bubble arrangements, will be allowed to visit the country. Other foreigners from these countries are also allowed to avail Indian visa facilities for business, medical and employment purposes. Any Indian national holding any type of valid visa of such countries may be permitted to travel, provided there is no travel restriction. The airline should also consider there is no travel restriction for Indian nationals to enter the country. Well, time now to take a look at the global update when it comes to COVID-19 cases from around the world. Globally, over 1,95 lakh people have been infected with coronavirus. The COVID-19 has claimed the lives of 7,22,000 people worldwide. Total recoveries in the world stand at 1,25 lakhs. United States and Brazil remain the worst affected countries in terms of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. Starting with the United States, the country has been the worst hit by the pandemic, as it has crossed the 50 lakh mark when it comes to infections, with 50,94,000 cases being reported in the United States of America and more than 1,64,000 deaths being reported. Brazil, South American nation that comes next, registering over 29,67,000 cases of COVID-19 and over 99,000 deaths being reported from Brazil. Looking at it from a death toll perspective, worldwide, USA and Brazil are followed by Mexico, that has crossed the 50,000 mark when it comes to fatalities, as it registered more than 50,500 deaths. The US death toll from the COVID-19 pandemic crossed the 1.6 or the 1,60,000 mark, as parts of the country showed signs that the virus spread was easing. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 cases in the country has risen to over 50,93,000. New York has recorded the most deaths from COVID-19, followed by New Jersey and California. States with more than 8,000 fatalities also include Massachusetts and Texas. So far, the United States remains the worst affected nation by the pandemic, both in terms of infections and also in terms of death toll. In Mexico, the president Andres Manuel Lopez has said that United States has greater problems from the coronavirus than his country, a day after the US State Department urged citizens not to travel south of the border, citing high contagion rates. The United States on Thursday lifted a global health advisory imposed in March that advised US citizens to avoid all international travel because of COVID-19 pandemic. The stringent level 4 advisory, usually reserved for countries at war, remained in place for Mexico, with US Ambassador to Mexico, Christopher Landau, citing the spread of COVID-19, the respiratory disease caused by the virus. Currently, more than 4,62,000 people are infected with COVID in Mexico, with more than 50,000 people having lost their lives. The United States has sanctioned 11 leaders in Hong Kong, including its chief executive, Carrie Lam. It comes after Beijing imposed a new security law that the US has criticized for suppressing Hong Kong's autonomy and democratic freedoms. Let us take a look at what US correspondent Nick Harper has to say.
The United States going straight for the top on this one, targeting Hong Kong's leaders. The chief executive, Carrie Lam, has been sanctioned, as have 10 other individuals, including political secretaries like the Secretary of Justice and also the Police Commissioner. The United States was standing with the people of Hong Kong, and the US was doing this because they felt that these individuals had had a hand in implementing Beijing's policies of suppression of freedom and democratic processes. Of course, all of this coming off the back of Beijing's decision to implement that new national security law in Hong Kong that critics say suppresses democracy and freedoms in Hong Kong. We have also seen weeks of increased anti-China rhetoric from the United States. The President Donald Trump signed an executive order last
Part and parcel of your life, because we all need to see a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching.